Hello, one, hello, all. Welcome to the February 22nd through 24th edition of Show Business. I am CP.
I am Dino of the Late Late Horror Show.
I'm Lindsey of my 2 cents of nonsense, and supposedly I sound better this week.
And I'm Peter of various bearded channels.
Okay, so
Stuff and things.
the cartoony kids movie annihilated at the box office.
Yeah, dude.
In other news,
Jesus
dark.
Christ.
weather is weather. It actually, they were talking about how poorly Alita did. It was like the worst President's Day weekend in a while. But How to Train Your Dragon 3 made $55 million, as if to say, no nope. Problem here.
Yeah, we can do this. It's all right.
Yeah. I don't have it in front. Oh, yeah. So nobody saw it. Nobody here saw it.
Nope.
The Alita, I guess, is kind of a disappointment. It's gonna be I guess the first of the year where it's just like, that was a really good movie. Why did it get buried? And it's already half.
Yeah, I was gonna say, was it a really good movie? Or?
Oh, it's all right.
No,
it
was a good movie. I enjoyed it.
Our UK brethren have been singing its praise.
I know, it's funny because like Brian Lomax and Luke have been from Reservoir have been
and Lee too. Actually, I think Lee said it's pretty.
Did Lee like
cool.
it too? It's visually it's really good, and the action is
sexy.
Is well together. But there's some plot points in that movie which I'm not going to go into tonight. But I was like breaking them down with my wife, and I was like, okay, this is why I'm having problems, and like. It makes like the things that I have problems with are all things that is like, yeah, that like they don't address this, they don't address that. This should mean something but doesn't, and so it's like it's not the visual side, it's the story side that it's just it seems really rushed, and then they just forget things, and then but I don't know. I thought it was a good movie, but not great, like not like amazing.
All right.
So
all right,
but,
well, I guess go ahead.
No, it's honestly it's fine, but like it's just like stuff. It's like there's this stuff, and then there's this stuff, and there's this thing, and there's this lore, and it's like enjoy our movie, and I'm like okay, slow down.
Is it worse?
And we want a sequel really badly.
Yeah, exactly. And then the ending is just like, come on, you want more? Come on.
Apparently.
Is it worse than Jupiter Ascending?
Oh no.
No, it's much more watchable than Jupiter Ascending. It doesn't drown you in exposition like Jupiter does, but it's as why are you guys trying to do this much with one movie as Jupiter is in some points?
Yeah. And then there's characters that like are like super against something, and then like literally like 20 minutes later, like, oh, I'll help you do this thing that I was super against, and like it's just I don't know. There's so like it's not a bad movie. It was actually good. I give it like 3.5 out of 5. I enjoyed it. It's just not when like friends of mine are like, oh, that's a great movie, and I'm like, I wouldn't say it's a great movie. I'd say it's a good movie that
I'll eventually see it. I can't wait till my uncle gets it.
I think it should have focused on either the motor rollerball stuff.
Yeah.
Or the badass bounty hunter stuff.
Yeah, but it tried to do both and didn't really work.
Exactly. Like that's just.
Oh my. Okay.
Sorry about that, sir. CP.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I just got rather exciting news.
Ooh.
Oh, they released it, or that was
that's a bingo.
I won my first copyright claim.
Oh, you actually
your first ever?
It?
Congratulations!
Yeah.
Welcome
the first
to the
time
club.
I fought one.
Oh, dude! Now you got your big boy YouTube pants on.
Yeah.
How's it feel?
And that's on a Serbian film. That gets views. That video.
They were claiming that it was not fair use, and you're like, nah, it's totally fair use. And
no, they claimed that I used a song. Which listen, I use stuff in my videos, but they claimed something that wasn't what they were claiming. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah, if anybody is listening, who you hear talking is CP of Williscredia. And he has a YouTube channel, and he fought one of his videos, and he won it for copyright.
Yeah, copyright claims on YouTube are the bane of a lot of
If
people.
we had technology, we'd be putting the Rocky theme right in now for like the underdog.
Here's a nice segue into what was it? Third place, Fighting with My Family.
Yeah, there we go.
That's a new release that I actually saw this past weekend. I could have seen it way earlier, but whatever.
Did you like it?
Yes.
I've heard it's good.
It's female Rocky with a bit of subversion. It's it's not completely Rocky. It's nice. It's I don't know. It's a bowl of vanilla ice cream with toppings. It's nothing too extravagant, but you can do way worse. Sure, and that's the other thing too. It's PG-13 and the humor felt kind of edgy for kids, but at the same time it didn't feel too childish for adults. So I don't even think there was an F word. Go ahead, Dino.
Funniest thing about this movie was, like, after last week's show, well, prior to, I really didn't see a whole lot on this movie. It was kind of a slow, progression to I guess the people who they want to, the fans,
wrestling fans, right?
Yeah, afterwards, I got bombarded with seeing trailer after trailer and review after review, and I'm like going, well, this actually does look pretty darn good.
Yeah.
Why wait so late? So it does look
Blu-ray
pretty
Madness
good.
In the chat says, I'm surprised Fighting with My Family didn't make more money. And it's funny, before I was away on the weekend, I thought about the box office and I was like, maybe I probably put that one too low, because wrestling fans usually come out for crap that they like. And then I was like, no, I'm like, I legit was like, I probably should have put it a bit higher. And then when I checked it, I was like, oh crap, no, apparently wrestling fans didn't come out for it. They didn't care.
And maybe we should say, anybody that here's in the chat, and you're listening on iTunes in the future here, we do this live every Monday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time on YouTube on Willis Media. So
and you can put in stuff in the chat, and we'll probably ignore it. But that's every once in a while.
I'm trying to look at it.
So there you go.
Actually, I'm being corrected by Scott Martin that there was one F word.
Yeah.
And
of course, it's
usually they stick out to me. Like, I know the F word in Ready Player One. I can tell you exactly what happens at that moment.
Oh, it's Chucky.
One of the best parts. Yeah, it's one of the best parts of Ready Player One, right there.
Right, but here it didn't feel forced. It didn't feel like they were using their one, but. Which kind of says something, especially in comedies where I'm just like, all right, it's PG-13. Let's see where you place that fuck, and I don't remember it.
I think there's some art to it. Some movies have so much fun.
Yes.
With it. Like I think my favorite one is still Logan from X-Men First Class.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
And that's the only time they say it. Yeah.
So plug a small YouTuber. There's a guy named Patrick H. Willems that does a whole video on the PG-13 fuck,
wow.
And how in Fast 5 they reserve it for The Rock, where he's just like, what can we do for you? And he's like, get out of my fucking way. It's just like they're like he gets to use the one F word in the movie. So,
but yeah,
Happy Death Day had a good one. What was it? It was. I can't remember. One of the first one and the second one had a really good one. I'm blanking on what it was right now, though. Never mind.
Well, speaking of Happy Death Day, that kind of all right. So if it's not Alita, Happy Death Day
bye
could certainly be doing a lot better. And
it's 7th place.
It came out a week ago.
It's now in second week. I thought it was 3 weeks old. Okay, not 2 weeks. Okay, yeah.
It came out the day before Alita, didn't it?
Yeah. Well, hey, it's so far 21 million, and it only took 9 million to make. So there you go.
Well, yes, that is true. 21 million in 2 weeks is one thing, but go back and look at the original Happy Death Day. I think it made 26 on opening weekend.
It did. Yeah, 26 opening weekend.
That's not good.
No.
Yeah.
But did you guys notice
we'll be getting the third Happy Death Day again?
Well, they made money, so maybe
this could be a third one.
But the budget.
I don't know if it'll be good or not, but then again, I thought the second one couldn't be good, and I loved it. Fun fact about this weekend: only 2 movies made over $10 million.
Right.
Yeah.
Is that the first time in a while?
Possibly. Let's find out.
I was going to say, crappy week, man.
No, it was all top loaded. It was all front loaded.
Yeah, Dragon brought in a lot of money.
Hmm?
Okay, so it's the last 3. It's the first week of February. Nothing made over 10 million.
Ugh.
But then every other weekend, at least 3 movies so far in 2019 have made over 10 million.
What is that? That first weekend, is that like Glass Holdover and Other shit here.
Yeah, it was Glass is the first play song going back to that week. Go back. Yeah, Glass, Upside, Miss Ball. Oh, it was the Miss Balla weekend.
Did you say Miss Balls?
No, I said Miss Ballas.
Oh, okay. Jeez.
God, Dino.
Get the wax out of my ears.
Get your pad out of your ears.
So there was a little award ceremony last night.
Yes, there was.
I don't know if you've heard of it. It's the Oscars.
We made art. We congratulate ourselves for the art that we made.
Yeah.
It's subjective. We're gonna say which is best, anyways.
But seriously, the Academy is a cool thing, and it's fun when they're not being dinguses and.
It was brought to you by the NAACP.
Well, they screwed the pooch all year, announcing one thing and then going back on it, announcing another thing and then going back on it. And by the way, before I get started on my other rant, which will never get me a hosting gig on that show, having Tyler Perry present for Best Cinematography is so infuriating for 1,000 reasons. And you could say I'm being racist or whatever, but if it were Kevin Smith, I would have the same fucking hatred. Does Tyler Perry even know how the camera works is my question.
I don't think he's ever done it. And I haven't seen many Tyler Perry movies, but
I've seen a handful.
Well, I don't think I've ever once seen him do something interesting with the camera. Well, I mean, I guess I shouldn't say him. I don't think I've ever seen one interesting camera move in any of his movies.
Right. No, his cinematography, he lights and shoots like a fucking sitcom. Everything's evenly lit. Everything's overlit, if anything. Fucking nobody's fool. I remember thinking, wait a minute, who the fuck directed this? And then sure enough, it was, oh, cool, Tyler Perry.
I'm smart. Awesome. I've never seen any Tyler Perry movies.
That is true.
I am with Dino on this. Well, okay, I've never seen any Tyler Perry directed movies. I've seen Tyler Perry sadly in what was it? Alex Cross, which wow.
I never saw that. I thought Tyler Perry was actually pretty good in the sequel to the Turtles movies that Michael Bay did.
I didn't hate Gone Girl either.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah,
Gone Girl is good.
Yeah. These are all acting gigs we're talking about.
Right.
I'm just complimenting the guy because I just
He's fine in Star Trek.
Vice. He's actually really good in Vice. He plays Colin Powell. He's actually pretty good. And I respect his work ethic because I saw this video that he did one time where it's like, find the thing that nobody else is doing and do the shit out of it. And I'm like, okay.
Put your name on shit.
Yeah, no, respect. Okay, I you know what? And he's encouraging other people to do the same thing. Cool, good you. I wish you made better movies, but hey, good, go you.
Right. No, he's successful, so there's that. You know.
Yeah. Blaze Sawyer in the chat saying A Quiet Place should have won for sound mixing.
I forgot what one.
I think it was Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah. Oh, right.
I think
Bohemian Rhapsody won a bunch of weird ones, like editing.
I read one that was literally saying like it's like Bohemian Rhapsody winning for sound mixing is like shows that the Academy doesn't understand what sound mixing is. Right. It's like but it sounded really good. It's like you mean the rock montages? Yeah, I'm sure it did. But
which by the way, Bohemian Rhapsody is your champion for the 20
most awards.
19 Oscars. 4 in total. That's the most. More than Roma. More than Black Panther, Black Klansman, Green Book. You name it. Bohemian Rhapsody.
Everybody else got like 3. You know, it's kind of pretty even keeled. What are you still pissed off about, Lindsey?
I'm still so upset that Overlord didn't even get a nomination for sound editing or mixing, whichever the hell. I don't care. The soundscape in that movie was genius, and it's a crime that it wasn't acknowledged. I don't know if any of you seen it. I can't
bastards!
Remember.
Great.
Yeah.
Like I agree with you.
Actually, I think that's the one movie all 4 of us have actually seen.
Hey, there you go. Hey, good, go for us.
Thank you, there, John Kyle Stanton.
Super chat question. John Kyle Stanton says it made sense that Bohemian Rhapsody was best editing, because. They edited all the bad stuff out. Laugh out loud.
Yeah, everybody and their mother tweeted. Everybody and their mother tweeted. Well, of course, Bohemian Rhapsody won best editing because they edited every reference of a singer out of that award ceremony.
I think nobody that's going around on Twitter where that's just edited. Like every second, there's a cut.
Oh yeah, the lunch scene or something like that.
Yeah. Like even the first time I saw that movie, I'm like, okay, guys, calm down a little bit. But watching it like that in that context, I'm like, wow, it's even worse than I thought.
Right. Best editing is one technical shit. Editing, sound mixing, if not sound editing and sound mixing.
I think it won both.
Yeah.
That's how it gets the 4.
I'm not gonna I can't. I'm not a good enough editor to go like that movie should win best editing. But I know bad editing when I see it.
I know that most Edgar Wright.
I'm not saying Bohemian Rhapsody is like really bad editing, but I'm just saying like I don't know what I'm saying.
Well, so is it good editing if you're working with a lot of coverage? Does that editor get credit for that? Because like that scene you're referencing. Mm-hmm. There's a shitload of coverage. There's it seems like there's about 8 or 9 setups for that scene.
Mm-hmm. Probably, if not more.
Yeah. So, is that good editing that they have so much to work with? I would think it'd be the opposite. An editor working with 2 shots to go back and forth with, and
I mean, I can see an argument for both.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, editing isn't like. Let me just put my artistic cap on that I definitely haven't earned. Editing isn't just about finding the best shot always in like the myriad of choices that you have. It's about making everything flow. And
I'm sorry, referencing
exactly.
that. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Exactly. No. You're just getting, what you're saying is exactly right. And I'm going to quote Futurama for a minute from an episode where they're talking about whether or not God exists, and a supposed God character tells drunken Bender, if you're God, you've done your job right when nobody knows if you've done anything at all. And subtlety is I mean, you got Edgar Wright on the other side of the spectrum where it's like, hey, I'm in your face and it's awesome.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But then at the other end of the spectrum, editing should be shuttle. You shouldn't be thinking about it so much. It should just be part of the flow of stuff. Unless the point is, hey, look at my editing, notice it. I'm Edgar Wright. I'm doing fun stuff. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, I think it should be subtle. And you're very aware of some of the cuts in that movie.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Bender.
It's just
awesome.
It's interesting that
I got to get a Bender reference in. So.
Interesting that they scrubbed the director of the film outright. They were up to say thank you 4 times, and not one single person.
Yeah, that is interesting. I wasn't thinking with that, but yeah, it's like Rami when he gets up there did not mention director at all. He mentioned everybody else. Like he mentioned a lot of people.
He got backlash too, and like this is where I like really can't stand Hollywood, the ultra left culture. People are pissed off that Rami Malek didn't. He said that Freddie Mercury was able to come out as a immigrant gay man.
Yeah.
And people were pissed that he didn't mention the fact that he also had sex with females.
So he's bisexual, yeah.
Right. So.
Well, that's just people being upset about stuff for the sake of being upset.
Yeah.
Well, it's
too many groups to hurt.
Yesterday.
When you have someone who's bisexual and they're like, he was bisexual, and you're saying he's gay, and which like it's.
We've expanded into way too many groups.
It's a whole
and
culture.
Stuff,
like there's a whole thing.
I don't think that necessarily. People are complicated. We should be able to encompass everything that everyone is. But when we get to the point where we're arguing, no, he's gay, no, he's bi. Like,
right. That's my point. Yeah. But they want you to be on point with exactly what that person is labeled. Yeah. And I think that's my point. It's like,
isn't it the spirit of the message and not the actual words though? Like he was saying that this guy was able to, he wasn't like everybody else. He wasn't I guess if he said he wasn't a straight man, I think it would be a lot more tolerable, but
because then you're not saying what exactly he was, but
right. And it's just that award show, it really makes me hate everything about Hollywood because the messaging and the rah spirit of everything. Black Panther singing its own praises for being such a diverse cast and crew, and sure enough, it wins Oscar. It wins an Oscar for best score, and there's a white guy accepting the award.
Right.
And I couldn't help. I said it to Emily. I'm like, they couldn't find a black musician for their score. Like, what? Okay. But
I mean, it is worth commending the movie for like the fact that it's such a predominantly black cast, and it is the highest grossing predominantly black cast ever. I mean, that's worth mentioning.
Sure,
you know?
sure. Just stop beating your chest about it, especially when a fucking white dude comes up to accept an award for music. Do you mean to tell me you couldn't scrape together a couple of black people that know how to make music? Because
I'm pretty sure you can.
Yeah, I could name 10.
I mean, you could argue that at that point, it's just like, just hiring the best person for the job, instead of just... Like unlike Jessica Jones season 2, which just hired a bunch of women to direct each episode, even if each one wasn't necessarily the best director that they could have gone with.
Right.
And just to argue the other side.
Is that why that season sucked?
There's a lot of reasons why that season sucked, but if you go back and pay attention to the technical aspects, it's very apparent in several episodes that the person who's calling the shots did not know what they were doing. And I think it gets chalked up to, it's like, okay, we need 12 women directors. You. I've never directed anything before. You. For the record, I don't know if anyone that directed an episode hadn't directed anything before. I'm just saying.
Sure.
There was Anyway.
There's this pendulum swing where there's this overcompensation. Then you get this weird shit, which I guess we can get to now or later, where Captain Marvel apparently is getting a shit ton of hateful reviews without people seeing it just because.
Yeah, right.
Just because. And
she doesn't smile in the trailer, guys.
Yeah.
She doesn't smile. Why doesn't she smile? Yeah, there's that shot of her going like, ah! in a joking way with aliens. That movement's amazing.
Yeah.
But she's not smiling. Why isn't she smiling? Girls need to smile.
Right. So you get these pendulum swings in the opposite direction, and it just gets worse and worse on each side. We're just like, guys, can we just have talented people working and making the best product and judge it from here? Nobody was talking about Detroit 2 Oscars ago. I thought that was an incredible movie. Directed by a woman. Had a black lead actor in it. Nobody was talking about Annihilation. Right? Yes.
Yeah, I still need to say Brooklyn, actually. I'm part of the problem on that one. Annihilation's good shit, though.
Yeah, Annihilation. Female cast. Nothing.
Another super chat question.
John Kyle Stanton, man, I would demand an internet high five from you, sir.
Yeah, there you go.
So John Kyle Stanton says, what did you guys think about the controversy over Green Book winning Best Movie, Spike Lee trying to leave the theater, and Jordan Peele not clapping?
Spike Lee's a bitter old man. He's a jackass. So I'll leave it at that.
It says Spike Lee won his first Oscar of his career last night.
Right.
Just for some.
But he wanted to win Best Picture. I know that much. But he's still bitter about Do the Right Thing is what's going on, and all these years later.
Do the Right Thing lose Best Picture to Driving Miss Daisy?
He said that in an interview last night. He said, "Well, I got to stop making movies when they make movies about people driving people."
And I mean, that's a pretty funny coincidence.
It is.
Like,
it is.
I'd be a little butthurt too.
I mean, plus I think there was Viggo Mortensen. He used the N-word in like a press thing beforehand.
But that's Viggo Mortensen. That's not the film.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. But still, everything's got to be taken into its own context. and everything's a controversy. Everything's. Oh, I'm shutting up. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's an interesting discussion, and I'm coming from an interesting place because I haven't seen the movie, but because I spend time on the internet, especially film internet, I've been reading and seeing a lot of things about it, even though I'm not trying to see them. And so I get some of the arguments that, like, it's not Mahershala that's the lead, and we were talking about this off camera. It's Viggo that's the lead. Mm-hmm. So that I mean that's not like a deal breaker, but that is a little problematic, just as a thing right there. And again, not a deal breaker. It's just to say it's problematic. And then this next part is so awkward because like I'm some fucking white guy, so what the fuck? They're saying this shit.
Full disclosure, none of us really have any right to say anything about.
Look at me. I am so pale. Like the lights that I have on me right now are making me even paler.
Right.
It's.
Let me just say, people are people. Art is art. Let's get back.
Right.
What's good in the world and stuff, and stop focusing in on all this stuff. But
and
I don't want to get serious,
I'm just
guys.
Saying, I understand where they're coming from. Like
you mean Spike Lee's argument and all this other stuff about?
Well, how about the fact that the host had to quit, and that was a black man.
Yeah, that's true.
Because if I go back and find stuff of Whoopi Goldberg, Robin Williams has said some off-color shit, and there was no problem with that.
That is, I'm with you guys on that. If it's like the same reason that it's bullshit that James Gunn got fired. If it's from a long time ago, the person has apologized for it, they've made amends for it, they've moved on, they don't do that kind of stuff anymore. Let bygones be bygones.
Right. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna answer the question for myself.
Okay, yeah.
Because I didn't watch the Oscars last night at all. So I didn't see Spike Lee try and leave, and I didn't see Jordan Peele not clapping. Green Book is a very good film. Mm-hmm. I have seen it. I enjoyed it thoroughly. I thought it was a well-made movie. I do not know if it was the best movie of the year. It wasn't my best movie of the year. My best movies of the year weren't even nominated. Like so, I have 3 movies above that in my list that weren't. None of them were nominated for Best Picture. So, I'm assuming people are upset because either Roma or Black Klansman didn't win. I don't know.
I would have been Black Klansman winning would have been so cool. Like even taking Spike Lee out of it, just as the movie itself, that would have been pretty cool.
Spike Lee, if he tried to leave the theater because he had sour grapes, well, that's his. He's allowed to do that.
That's him throwing a temper tantrum.
Jordan Peele, I have no clue if maybe he wasn't clapping because of something else. Maybe he was clapping because he's like, the movie I wanted to win didn't win. I don't know.
He's a producer on that movie.
So which movie?
Jordan Peele's a producer on Black Klansman.
Yeah,
he is on Black Klansman.
So he had a horse in the race.
Okay.
Do you guys remember when Bill Murray was supposed to have won for best actor?
Lost in Translation.
He throw a tantrum like I wouldn't have done the movie if I didn't think I'd win.
No, he literally just like you could see it on his face, like he was just like it was like he wasn't happy that he didn't win because he should have won.
The same thing happened with Denzel Washington when he lost to Manchester by the Sea ass hat.
Casey Affleck?
Casey Affleck, yeah. The same year that all that stuff came out about him like sexually assaulting girls, and they still give him the best actor.
So here's the thing. I think it traces back to the fact that Spike Lee thought that there were some liberties taken with Green Book, that it wasn't incredibly true to story.
Which it wasn't, from what I've read.
Which is incredibly ironic, coming from the guy who directed Summer of Sam.
Ooh, okay, we're going to go there. I was just going to go...
Dude, all right, you know what? Go ahead. Take Black Klansman. It's dude, you...
Oh, no, I'm just going to say Black Klansman... I'm just going to say Black Klansman was incredibly inaccurate to history. First of all, the KKK guys that they were trying to sneak into were so fucking stupid. There was never once a chance of them ever possibly being exposed. But like half that movie is, oh God, how do we not get exposed? And then there's also the fact that supposedly the cop that the movie's based around wasn't trying to do this, to improve, civil rights or anything. He was just doing it just to get ahead in his career. And so it's weird to like reshape the movie to make it be that he was kind of doing that, even though he wasn't. And then there's the end of the movie where the investigation is called off into this, these guys sneaking into the Klan. And the way the movie ends, it makes it sound like the reason why they're calling it off is because, the person who's spearheading this is black, when in reality, the reason why they called off the investigation was because the police captain suddenly went, oh, good God, 3 of my top police officers are basically running the local KKK. Not okay. No, out, pulling the plug. No, I'm not going to be the police captain who runs the KKK.
Right. So it's just like, dude, you work in movies, you have to take liberties. You got to, play to an audience. Shit. The best shit doesn't win Oscars. Welcome to Hollywood. Here's a hat. I don't know what else
Ryan lost to Shakespeare in Love. Okay, I'm sorry.
Dude, every year it's just like, now what? Every year it happens. Every year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, am I upset that it's? I haven't seen Black Klansman. I can't comment. I thought Green Book was a very good movie. I thought it was well made. I thought the acting was great. It told a good story.
I'm talking about it because I've got the screener for it. Me and a friend might watch it tonight or tomorrow. Just because, we might as well watch it now.
It's thoroughly enjoyable.
Lindsey, give it a watch.
It's thoroughly enjoyable movie.
I'm just a lazy asshole. That's the reason I haven't watched it.
Yeah, it's just
that's not Robin Hood.
Sorry guys, I've watched it twice this week. I need to watch it again.
If Spike was pissed about this, he had a right to be pissed because he wanted his movie to win. And you know what? We've talked about how weird the voting is for Best Picture.
It is also worth saying that maybe, as a black director who's making a movie about black people, he thinks it's like a black guy should win a movie about making a movie about black people, not a white guy should win an award for making a movie about black. And that's an argument I completely understand.
I'll go back to best score.
Say again. What did you say?
I'll go back to best score.
That's fair. That's fair.
It's this thing,
I'll bring up my argument again of, sometimes you got to go with who's best, not necessarily just the color of the skin.
Yeah, but like, so it's like if someone else had
you have to find the balance between the two.
If a black man had made Roma, is it not as good a movie because it's not made by someone from Mexico? It's like, you know what I mean? Like,
oh no, I'm not saying that at all. It would have been more meaningful, I think, as a sign of progression if.
Oh no, it totally would, right? It's like
so the Oscars are
wasn't it like
now...
Wasn't it like just like how many people of color were actually on stage when? When Green Book won.
Oh, not many.
I have no.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, wasn't it all just white guys that got up to accept that award? Am I wrong about that?
No, it was disproportionate.
Right. Yeah. And that's not a critique. I think it's like any one of these things that I've brought up, or Spike or other people have brought up, if it was like just that one thing, you know, in a vacuum, that's fine. But I think it's like just like the myriad of things that kind of just make people go, eh.
No, exactly. Yeah. It's just overabundance of the, I wish God could come down and paint us all the same color. How about that?
Why?
Do I get to pick which color that is?
Purple.
Hey, I don't care what color everybody would be.
I don't care if it's white. Don't get me wrong. I don't care if it's black either.
You know what? God should make us like those aliens in that one episode of Star Trek. So like half of us is white and the other half is black.
There you go. Yes.
It's just so it seems like and more and more it seems like the Oscars aren't the best in film. It's here's what society is and here's what it should be. That's what the
it's become a media platform, you know, same as your news channels and everything else.
Social media has ruined the Oscars. Just absolutely ruined it.
No, it sucked before social media.
It did suck, but now it's just like so hyper fucking sensitive and
I mean, it's always been a ceremony celebrating arts by the people who made the art held in a mall.
And I think they've lost that, though.
It is. That's right. It's at a mall. The Kodak Theater is. I've been there. I've been there so multiple times. You walk down the stairs, like, wait, there's a fucking Starbucks right here. What the hell's going on in this place?
There's people outside walking around in cheap costumes for movie characters, so you can take pictures with them.
I'm like, I don't think I have the right place. This is. Oh no, this is the right place.
You do. Just one night a year. It's super fancy.
Yeah. Yeah. Otherwise, it's there's a fucking Annie's Pretzels.
Yeah.
What is it normally? Is it a movie theater normally, or is it a stage theater?
I don't know what it is the rest of the year. They probably make enough money to just rent it out to the Oscars that one night every year, then like not have to rent it. I mean, but it might be used for smaller things. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'll look it up. Actually, that's an interesting question.
I have no clue.
Yeah. So. Yeah. It's gotten worse. Every year somebody's going to lose that shouldn't, and that
Overlord.
Somebody's going to lose that shouldn't. Somebody's going to win that shouldn't. Shit happens.
Yeah. Well, that's again why I don't care about the Oscars. I know we're talking about the Oscars, and I have opinions about the Oscars, but in reality, I don't care about the Oscars. Mm-hmm. Like it's not any measuring stick of film for me. In reality. So like when you say, well, the movie won an Oscar, doesn't mean a thing to me. That it doesn't hold any water in an argument with me when you're saying Daniel Day-Lewis is the best actor ever because he's won 3 Best Actors. No, that doesn't hold water with me because I don't care about that.
How terrible is it that we're at this stage, I guess maybe it's just me though, where you have this cynicism where it's just like, oh, here's a movie that takes place during the 1800s. That'll be up for costume design. This has social racial tones. This will at least be in talks for some award, if not the Oscars. Like it kind of sucks that before a movie is out. Like, oh yeah, this is award shit.
We talked off camera before, and CP said, "Are you guys upset about the Oscars?" And I went, "I am very upset because I was hoping, and I really was." That Black Panther was going to win Best Picture because of how upset and how confused people would be about how to feel about it. Mm-hmm. Because there's a bunch of people that were happy that it got nominated that were like, yeah, this should be nominated because diversity. But if it won, they'd be like, whoa, that's not as good a movie as this, or this. Why did that win? You know, it's like I would have loved to have seen that.
I mean, I wanted BlacKkKlansman to win, but I would have been fine with Black Panther winning. It had enough of a impact on the culture, and it was enough of an event of a movie that I'm willing to put it on par with like Titanic.
I'll give you that.
One Best Picture so far.
Black Panther?
Well, you know what?
You
Do you remember The Color Purple?
Say the color. Wait, what?
Do you remember The Color Purple?
Yeah. Is it the Prince movie?
Yeah, I've never seen it.
No, it's not the Prince movie.
Whoopi Goldberg.
Oh no, that's Purple Haze. No, Purple.
Are we allowed to
Rain,
talk about
Rain,
that one though? Because that was directed by a white man.
What is The Color Purple?
It was directed by a Jewish guy.
I know Oprah Winfrey's in that, right?
Yeah. Yes. Oprah is in The Color Purple. It is an Oscar bait movie from 85, 86, whatever. Yep. I saw it forever ago. Can't remember a fucking thing about it.
I tried watching it. Didn't watch it.
Right. Black Panther is something I'll probably remember in 10 years.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? I mean, granted, I'm probably not the target audience for something like The Color Purple. But
Oscar contender? I mean,
Black Panther. See, that's funny because I watched Black Panther 3 times. I think because partly because of work, and I find it very forgettable overall. I've seen it 3 times.
Says the guy who's seen it 3 times.
No, because I've seen it for work, and it's just like, every time I'm
honestly,
like, oh yeah.
Killmonger really elevates the movie. Like his final line about how, bury me at sea so that I could be with my ancestors who knew what the deal was. It's better to die than to live in bondage. Like that kind of shit. Like it does elevate the movie a couple of notches, even if other parts of it are a little.
Except when your ancestors jump in the sea, they're not your ancestors because they're dead.
Broad strokes, Peter. Broad strokes.
Pass on.
Sorry to be. Didn't mean to get political. Just thought they were mad they didn't win, and it was nice seeing people act real. Yeah, no, that's legit, John.
See, that's what 3 months obsessing over Dinesh D'Souza. You do not need to worry about getting political with me, sir.
No, that's exactly what I think. It's the fact that if Jordan Peele and Spike Lee were pissed that their movie didn't win, that's fine. That doesn't bother me. Like that,
Spike Lee, I kind of get
upset about the fact that I'm sure if Alfonso Cuarón was completely honest and stuff when they called it Green Book, he was just like, what?
Yeah. Jordan Peele, though, on the other hand, dude, this is your second rodeo. Calm the fuck down, buddy. Like, do you even know where the bathrooms are just yet? Like, all right, you got one movie that you directed. Why don't you talk to DiCaprio about the unjust world of the Oscars? Or shit, let's dig up Hitchcock and ask him how he feels about getting shit on. I get it.
A thing with Sean Connery, and he was talking to Denzel years ago, and he's just like, Denzel was like, yeah, I'm just not getting the nods, and he's like, you know how long I've been doing this, and I haven't gotten, because this is my first time ever getting anything, and he's just like, just relax, it'll come. He's like, it takes time, and it's just like
Jordan Peele also has an Oscar, by the way.
Yeah, I know he already has an Oscar for screenwriting.
Well, I'm worried it's not necessarily about how they lost, but what they lost to. I think that might be.
Yeah. Well, again,
I'm not saying that it's not immature.
Lost to Shakespeare in Love, like.
Yeah, welcome to the Oscars. Here's a hat. I don't know what else to tell you. Like it's gonna happen. It's gonna keep happening, no matter what the message.
I'm not defending it. I'm not saying that I've done the same thing. I'm just saying, like, don't just they're not just like, oh man, I didn't get the thing I want.
Right.
The stupid thing won.
Yes. Sorry, I'm being quiet here, but I have very strong feelings on this, and I keep it quiet because I don't want nobody mad or pissed at my opinions.
No religion or politics.
But how about the entertainment?
I talk about Jesus all day if you want me to, CP.
No, I don't. I really don't.
How about
I don't, because
CP? How about the entertainment value of the show itself? I mean, zilch. I mean, I know there was no host, not really much to perform. Performers there doing anything. It was just like, let's pump out the nominees and get the awards out and done.
Well, it kind of goes back to what I was talking about before. There's this overcompensation, and you know what? It's great. It's great that there's so much diversity in Hollywood. How about you have the movies reflect what you're trying to put off on this award show? Because I mean, there was a point where I think halfway through the show, I was like, do white male actors exist anymore? Because everything, it was either you're a person of color, female, or there was a third one. I forgot what it was. Yeah. Oh, anyway, there was a certain point where it was just like they had Serena Williams present a movie that had nothing to do with sports, and it was just like, why her? Has nothing to do with anything.
Well, they had what's her name too come up for supporting actress who last year made the big deal about women's. This is the year of the women. What's her name? She won last year, but she came on this year and.
Emma Stone?
No, Frances McDormand.
Yes. McDormand. And she came on with whoever, I forget who she was presenting with, and they asked her, "Hey, are you gonna talk about?" She's like, zip.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, like, in a sarcastic manner, in a sarcastic way. It's like
to try to punch through what I'm trying to say as much as possible without, getting my words taken. Without getting my words getting taken at face value. It's not the audience's fault that Hollywood isn't more diverse. That is on the studios. That is on the executive producers. I'm watching. There's nothing I can do to say hire more females, hire more people of the LGBT community. There's nothing I can do. I can pay for a ticket. I did as much as I could for Annihilation. But
I saw that shit opening night.
That's not on the audience. That's on Hollywood.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how else to put it. Like, dude, and it's like Aaron Anderson had said in the chat, the Oscars are so far to the left, it's embarrassing. It is. Like, I understand the message. I agree with a lot of what they're saying, but at the same time, it's like, guys, this is about movies. Like, calm the fuck down. Like, I just want to enjoy. This is entertainment. It's supposed to be entertainment. Awards for entertainment. It doesn't have to be so fucking political, so social, so Michael Moore said shit 10 years ago and got shit on. So now it's okay. Just be about movies, I guess is what I'm trying to say. This social shit, it's not the place. I don't know. I don't know. I don't have any sort of disparage or hatred towards anything. It's just a little old. Halfway through the show, we're just like, all right, guys, we get it. Yeah. White men are the worst. I don't know what else to do.
Oh God.
Well, no, I mean, like,
it's an overreaction. It's an overcorrection, and it's coming from we're in the wake of the Me Too movement. We're post Black Lives Matter. We're still in the age of the overly racist, rapist presidents. I'm not saying that these things are to be expected, but like. Yep. It's art reflects life, and right now art is reflecting life in a way that's like a little sensitive, and there are times where it goes too far and it annoys the crap out of me. And we do see things that go like, not to get completely political, but there was that guy from Broadway or Boardwalk Empire or whatever who staged himself getting beaten up or whatever this week or something.
Oh, no, that's Empire.
Empire, sorry.
That's not Boardwalk Empire.
I knew there was Empire in the name somewhere.
Yeah.
I did
Empire.
That's a completely different show.
It's like these unfortunate, stupid things happen. People are trying to make the best they can. And, that's how movies like Green Book get made. They're like, oh, we need to have representation. Oh, hey, this script about the guy that gets driven through the South and growth and racism. Yeah, let's make that. Again, not disparaging the movie. Haven't seen it. It's a period of growth. Maybe it's annoying, maybe it's unfortunate, but I don't know. Hopefully, it will come out the other end better.
Well, you know what? And it goes back to like, listen. So somebody who does have money and put it where their mouth was Oprah Winfrey. She produced and got as much money as possible in A Wrinkle in Time. Nobody cared about it. We're not talking about it now.
Also, it's a shitty fucking movie.
Right. And that goes back to my message. Listen, let's make the good shit first, and then work around that, because you can't just stuff a look to a movie without it being good, because people just won't go. In the end, people don't go. They go to shit. There's good shit that people don't see.
Yeah. I didn't see The Hate U Give, even though a friend of mine was in it. It just looked way too blunt and just like hit me on the head. Like,
heavy-handed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the chat, culture Trinity's like 4 white guys talking about race. Classic.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I was once.
We're affected the most. I'm sorry.
That was once said
we are the ones who suffer.
That was once said to me when I was having a conversation with some people, and they were all white, and they're like, "Well, we don't really get to decide because we don't really get to have a decision because we're white." And I'm like, so I'm not allowed to have an opinion. I'm not allowed to talk. I'm not allowed to like. How am I supposed to understand anything if I can't talk about it? Now I understand I don't have experience in that. If it was 4 black guys sitting here, they wouldn't have experience being a white guy. But
that's why I agree.
We're not allowed to have an opinion because of my
they'd
skin
be able
color?
to say a lot worse than we're doing right now.
Well, that's the thing.
I'm okay with it. But
so,
anyways.
I think what my point is I know I don't have feelings like that.
Yeah, me either. I think that's my point is why can't we get past this, you know? Because none of those feelings are in me at all. You know what I mean? And it's constantly being shoved in our face on a daily basis, and I don't want it to be. Let's just live together. Let's just be neighbors. Let's have art be art and all this other stuff. You know, it's just not going in the right direction. And I know it we'll be talking like this in 20, 30, 40 years still probably. But, you know, I just wish we could get past it. That's all.
I agree.
Yes, this is show business, people.
Yes.
No, and I mean, these are the things that we need to talk about because this is the business end of the show business in a way.
Yeah.
And I just want to give a quick shout out to Anto in the chat because mid-90s was a great movie. I freaking loved that movie. And funny story, that movie stars Catherine Waterston. And I saw that for lunch with a buddy of mine on a Thursday. And then that night, frickin' Crimes of Grindelwald opened. So in one day, I saw Catherine Waterston in one of the best movies of 2019 and one of the 18 and one of the worst movies of 2018. Whoa. It was a Catherine Waterston an emotional whiplash.
Clint Eastwood had 2 bookends for 2018.
Oh, yeah.
15, 17 is just abysmal. And The Mule isn't.
Someone tried to defend 15, 17 to me the other day.
Stop.
That's literally what I said. I just said stop. If I start talking, I will make him feel foolish. He did not stop, and I did make him feel foolish. I tried to warn him.
But yeah, it's I guess the part, you know what, I can see as somebody who's just watching or listening to things that are being said, it looks funny. It looks funny. 4 white dudes or me in this case just bitching about things that a typical.
Hey, part of me's black. Whoa! You get what I'm saying?
Whoa!
He's talking about his belly button.
It's so black. Peter's stony face like Lindsay. I'm not talking about your dick.
Oh Lord.
The problem is that because of the unfortunate case of being white males, we can't express a certain opinion because it comes off not cool, I guess is the most polite way to put it. Where because people that are spewing this hatred have very similar things that they're saying, and it's just like things are getting ruined. Like I said, it goes back to that pendulum. It gets ruined for both sides because people go so far saying one thing or another, and it's just like, listen, I don't feel that way. Can we just go back to you know?
And I do wish that Spike Lee was like handling his frustration, even though I understand it. Like it's like, what are you getting by I mean, I guess you're continuing the discussion and stuff like that, but I don't know. It's so.
Is he continuing in a healthy way? Like if he
that's the question.
If he'd gone, you know
unhealthy.
what? That's a well-made movie that won an Academy Award for its black lead actor. That like it's I know he won for supporting actor, but
right.
So it like it the only acting award from that movie, or like it's like went to a black man, not a white man, right? Like he didn't. It's like
it's about Spider-Verse, wasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, it was.
Yes.
So Mahershala was in both movies that won best. 2 out of the 3 movies that won Best Picture.
Yes. Yes.
Like,
and last year too.
Yeah. Mahershala is the kids of victory, guys.
Yeah.
I haven't seen BlacKkKlansman. Okay, so I want to. It's on my list. I'd like to watch it. I wanted to watch it since the first time I ever saw a trailer for it. Okay, so I can't say whether it's good or bad, right? All I know is if Steven Spielberg can make Saving Private Ryan and not freak out when he doesn't win, to a much lesser movie.
Did he have one in his back pocket already, though? When did Spielberg win his first Oscar?
He won it for Schindler's List.
All right,
so it took forever for him to get a.
Dude, I know.
He
happens
made
a lot.
Jaws. He made E.T. He made Jurassic Park. He made tons of crap. He didn't get stuff he didn't get recognized for. Anyways, I'm just saying how you react to things. It's almost like he's saying, well, Green Book wasn't good enough to win. Green Book didn't deserve any praise. It's like,
you know what the problem is? I feel like saying, you know what, that I could say that for every fucking thing in that category. You get this cynicism, and it's unfortunate, but you look and it's like, all right, here's a message movie, here's a message movie, here's a movie about, fucking Bohemian Rhapsody has no business in Best Picture. I'm sorry. No business in Best Picture.
Those last 20 minutes are magical. No, I completely agree. Those last 20 minutes are magical, but it should not have been up for Best Picture.
I don't know. It's one of those things where it's just how you react says something about you and says something about what you feel about the other art in particular. So, I have no problem if he's upset that his movie didn't win. That's fine. And
I share that disdain and frustration, but at the same time, dude, I've been feeling this for decades. It's just the way it is, man.
It's just the way it is. It's, did it not? Here's the thing: if he didn't win because he was black, then yes, that would be that's. But everyone 100% agrees that was the best picture of the year, which I have not heard anyone do. I haven't heard 100% of people say that. If anything,
it was heavy on Roma.
Roma was the one that people were freaking out about that didn't win, right? But if everyone had been this is the movie, everyone, no doubt about it, and then you find out he didn't win because he was black, then it's well, this is a gross miscarriage of justice because of racism.
Right.
But that's not what I think happened here. And so it's be upset that your movie didn't win because other movies are good too. Right. But don't be upset.
I forgot about this till right now.
There's an appropriate response, is what I'm saying.
So Spike Lee's all upset about Green Book winning, but when this summer when Black Klansman came out and was getting a lot of attention, Boots Riley, who made Sorry to Bother You, got all upset about Black Klansman and all the attention that it was getting.
Why?
I should have mentioned this earlier. But, a lot of the stuff, because of what I mentioned earlier about the inconsistencies with history, about portraying stuff in ways that how it wasn't in history. So I think that's interesting. We've had three, I think, major it's the three major movies tackling social issues related to race that came out this year.
More than that.
Well, I know
that are
five.
Yeah.
So
Right.
Black Klansman, Green Book, Sorry to Bother You, The Hate You Give, Blind Spotting. Am I forgetting any?
You get The Purge first. The first Purge. You can put that in there.
Okay. Yeah. So okay. Well, let's just stick to the main three.
Okay.
Stick to the main three. So we got these three movies that got a lot of attention this year, and they had a lot to do with race issues, and all three of them have grudges against each other in a way.
Really?
Black Klansman doesn't like Green Book.
Yeah.
Sorry to Bother You doesn't like Black Klansman. I don't know if Green Book doesn't like Black Klansman, but I don't know. I think that's interesting.
And nobody's talking about A Wrinkle in Time, too, for the record.
Because it's shitty.
Forget A Wrinkle in Time, man.
Should they be talking about it? Jeez.
There's nothing in that movie worth remembering. There's nothing in that movie worth passing on. That movie deserves to be forgotten. And the child actor in that movie who played the bad guy deserves to never act again.
Right.
And spend the rest of his life in a stockade with a sign that says, "Do not put in movies," because he was that bad.
And the masses made that nobody's making a stink about that. Executive produced, directed by a black woman, mostly female cast. Nobody's talking about it. Nobody's saying, "Oh, what a travesty that just didn't get any sort of looks." It's because it sucked.
Yeah.
It's just got to be that. It's just got to come back to that.
Yeah, you can't
when you
put attention to something
all
that's
those
that
things you
bad.
just said, and Zach Galifianakis was the best thing in your movie.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I forgot he was in that movie.
He was the best thing in that movie, and it's just
Well, how about
I kind of liked what's his name from Ant-Man, who showed up and was a weird puppet thing for a half scene.
Yeah, he was good too.
God, what's his name?
Paul Rudd?
No, well, he's in everything. The Martian, Devil,
Michael Pena.
Michael Pena. That's it. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I didn't want to say the Mexican guy. So
he was in
Come
Chips.
on, Brain. He was in Chips. That's right.
Yeah, Razor. Luke says mid-90s was dope.
Well, he says fuck shit. Mid-90s was dope, but that's a reference to mid-90s because there's a character named fuck shit. And Luke from Razor Wire Reviews, Internet 5.
Dino, did any other news happen today? I realize I probably should have asked you this beforehand, but I thought the Oscars was going to hold us, and look, they pretty much did.
I saw What Men Want.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Speak of the devil.
Yeah.
How did that
was it
go?
as sexist as reverse sexist as
It was just dumb. It was just a poorly written, poorly made movie. I specifically brought up like 2 weeks ago on the show, like my favorite scene from What Women Want was the scene where like he has sex with a woman and he with Marissa Tomei and he's reading her mind as she's and like she has the lines like, oh whoa, those are attached, and like it's kind of a cute moment like, oh, you know, like how the things I do to my partner, how they affect, and they talk, and then they have the best sex of their life. They literally stole the entire fucking scene. The entire scene! The guy says, those are attached. They stop having sex because it's awkward for her to read his mind. They talk about it, and then they have the best sex of their lives. They stole the fucking scene!
Assholes.
Dude, have you seen the trailer for whatever the female remake is of Dirty Rotten Scoundrels?
No.
Yeah.
Dude, Anne Hathaway and Rebel Wilson.
Wilson.
It's a remake. It's a sex swap remake.
It's a swap. Yeah, I was like, oh,
what?
Overboard. Okay.
Yeah, Overboard all over again. And Overboard
all over again. I was like, really?
Overboard stole lines, like legit, just lifted lines from the original. And
when it started, I was just like,
a remake. That's
this kind of reminds me of I was like, this kind of reminds me of Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, and then I'm like, oh wait, this is Dirty Rotten Scoundrels.
Yeah, right down to the scenery. Right down to the fucking scenery. Like, dude,
the hell's going on, man?
It totally is Dirty Rotten Scoundrels.
Yeah.
It's always a fun moment when you're watching something, though, and you realize, wait, this is just blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. I did the same thing with Upside Down when I was like, because the trailer starts with Kevin Hart trying to get a job, and then I was like, all of a sudden I saw Bryan Cranston in a wheelchair, and I'm like, wait a minute. No.
Touch him.
No.
No. It's like, you suck.
Melissa McCarthy. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You got it. Go ahead.
Melissa McCarthy did just come out, and she offers her support for Jason Reitman's sequel, if there's anything to that.
Oh,
like we need her
we do
support,
need to talk about that.
but
we haven't talked about that.
Oh, right. So there's that hot button thing. Let me. So while we're on Melissa McCarthy for a hot second, Blu-ray Madness in the chat asks thoughts on Melissa McCarthy getting a nomination. Have any of you seen?
No.
Can You Ever Forgive Me?
I saw the trailer.
I'll see it sooner or later. It looks interesting. I like the idea of McCarthy playing a more down-to-earth type thing. I think it's an interesting concept.
I've seen it. She's good.
Oh, is it? Okay, cool.
It frustrates you to see stuff like Life of the Party. Like seeing her do this, it's just like you have to stop. You have to stop making movies with your husband. Like she can act. Yeah. She does.
Who's your husband?
The guy who directed Life of the Party. I don't know his name. I don't know his fucking name. The guy,
Mr. McCarthy.
In what's the movie? What's the female Hangover? What's that movie?
Bridesmaids.
Bridesmaids. In the plane,
that guy.
the guy she's sitting next to in the plane is her husband.
Yeah.
You'd recognize his face. He's a character actor.
You'd recognize. He's in a bunch of stuff.
He's directed a bunch of Drek, and she's been in it every time. The one where she was rich with the Girl Scouts or whatever the fuck it was called. He directed it too. It's like enough making this yearly fucking. She's the female Adam Sandler. Insert Drek-y comic actor here, and that's what's frustrating. Adam Sandler, when he tries, he can. What was the movie? Men, Women, and Children. He was actually quite good in that.
Right. Actually, speaking of Adam Sandler, I've been watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine finally.
Mm-hmm.
and I really like it. And then Adam
Brooklyn
Sandler,
Nine-Nine's great.
Yeah, I'm loving it. And then randomly, Adam Sandler shows up one episode, and he's actually caring, and he's funny. And I'm like, you're back.
Yeah. I haven't gotten that far, I guess. I'm only in season 3.
In season 1. I think it's pretty early.
Really?
It's like it's a total throwaway, like one scene gag, but
Ben Falcone.
They do what makes them money. That's what they do. So you know.
Yeah, look at his face, Peter. You know him.
Yeah, Ben Falcone.
But before we get away from it, so we were talking about Ghostbusters for a minute, and come on, we're 4 white guys on the internet. We've already talked about racial politics. Let's talk about Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
It's funny. Not to plug my channel, but I'll totally plug my channel, The Daily Beard. There's a bunch of stuff that went down this week, right? That people were. I have a friend who's super political, and when the Jesse Smollett thing was going down, he was sending me crap saying, "I don't think this is real. I think this guy's faking it," and all this kind of stuff. And then when it went off that he was faking it, like he was just like so happy. And then the same thing, like same time, Ghostbusters happened, and I literally made a video. I was like, people need to take a breath and like stop outraging so fast. Like, stop with the outrage. Just like, and because the
well, good luck with that, man.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Happen, but people need to calm the fuck down.
Ooh, right? We got an F out of Peter.
Yes, they like relax.
I agree, man, but
it's just like flip, man. It's just calm down, relax a little. Everyone jumped all over Ghostbusters. What does it mean? Bringing it back to the fans. They didn't like the women one. No, you know what? The woman one was mediocre at best, and it wasn't because they were women. It's because the
funny ass moments in it. You can't take that.
Lindsey, you can leave. You can.
It's mediocre at best.
You laugh once at that movie.
Listen. It's mediocre at best. Not because of the women, because of the script.
No.
No, it's the exact opposite. There was
no script for that.
Well, that's my point. Like because, like. And I like what's her name? I don't remember what her name. The one that was Egon.
Kate McKinnon.
Yeah, she was good in The Spy Who Dumped Me.
I thought she was really funny in Ghostbusters and stuff. She was my favorite part. Right? It's the fact that it had no freaking script. That was the problem. It wasn't the fact that it was women. You put that same exact thing with 4 men, it still sucks. It's not.
Yeah, it's Jumanji. It's terrible, and people like it for some reason.
Right? It's just like I don't get it.
It's Bridesmaids with Ghostbusters.
Bridesmaids had a script. That's the difference. Bridesmaids had a script.
Yeah.
Goosebumps. Ghostbusters did not.
Yeah.
Even Goosebumps had a script.
Can I read real quick what she said, Melissa McCarthy?
Wait.
Okay,
so to put things in context, somebody asked Jason Reitman something about how the process is going, and he said something technically speaking, technically we want to bring it back to the fans. And he was talking about the way the film was made, not anything, people reading into it with like this double meaning. Right. Well, and he was talking about the what.
Like the thing is the one they did with the ladies, right, acted like the whole premise is that the original Ghostbusters movie doesn't exist.
Well, it's a different universe,
right? So giving it back to the fans is saying we're going back to the universe that everybody loved in the first place. We're giving it back to those fans.
I don't even think it was that. I think he was saying.
That's what I took it as.
So the tone, if you take the tone from the 2016 and 1984, they're very different. 2016 is a comedy. It's oversaturated. 1984 has a different feel to it. It's got this.
Comedy.
It's a comedy, but it's like a thriller first. There's not laugh lines every 20 seconds.
Yep. It's a
different style of comedy. Because comedy back then, you'd have like your Blazing Saddles that were just firing off a joke a minute, but then you'd have your more contained ones that were just like telling a story that every now and again someone would say a funny line. Yeah, and that's more. It's more along those lines.
I'm gonna do the Peter job and plug a much larger channel. But Red Letter Media's review, the Plinkett review of Ghostbusters 2016, does it some incredible justice. They're 2 different movies. If you were to just go ahead and take laugh lines and
bend over, send Plinkett on over.
Red Rover. Oh my God, the Burbs.
So
that needs an Oscar. Oh, go ahead.
They're different movies, technically speaking. He was just trying to talk about, the tone will go back to what the original was, the way it was shot and everything.
Right.
Sorry, Dino, go ahead. What did Melissa McCarthy?
Oh no, it's just funny that we need to hear all of this stuff from her. She said, basically, she said, I'm for anybody who's making movies. Okay.
Hey.
She said, I talked to Jason about it. He's just always had this idea, and his idea goes back to the world where the guys did exist. And I'm like, I want to see that. I'm all for that. Tell the story.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, that's what she said. And why that's big news is kind of crazy to me. But
yeah, it's like, why is this a story at all?
Unbelievable.
Do we know that there's no female Ghostbusters in the next one? Do we even know that?
Well, we know that here.
Well,
we
she
know
just said,
100%,
guys,
that Egon will not be in the movie.
Sure.
So,
oh God, what if they Tarkin him?
Really? No, yeah, I was going to
Tarkin him.
That the budget's not going to be that big. They should totally have Kate McKinnon come in as a bridging character as his niece. That's my thought.
I'd be fine if like the lady go. You know what would be interesting?
Oh boy.
Ooh.
What if like the lady Ghostbusters cross over from their universe into this universe, and then they like pass along the torch to the guys?
Do they bring a script with them?
I want to see the internet explode with hatred.
Is the movie good? Is my first question.
Oh, of course. But
okay, I'm fine with it.
I'm
fine with it. Like seriously, like. So to carry this political, fucking. Let's go the hat trick here. There was news pumped out today or yesterday that Star Wars Episode 9 on Rotten Tomatoes already has a bunch of negative reviews.
Yes.
Hold on. We need to say it just to get the internet trolls to come here and hate us.
Last Jedi.
Yeah. If Trini's still here, he's gonna roll over in his whatever the hell he's sitting in. But same thing.
Yeah.
With Captain Marvel. Apparently, the audience score is tremendously low for a movie that does not have an audience technically yet. So.
Well, IMDb all the time has for years had that issue. Or just because for the record, IMDb is probably the least reliable of all the internet sites. People will make 18 to 30 to a million accounts just to rank up a movie they like or to rank down a movie they don't like. Because it's so easy. That's an issue that IMDb has had for years, where movies get rated like a week, 2-3 weeks before they come out.
Trini in the chat can't wait. Sorry, Trini.
It came with the frame. Oh, he's got all the verb lines down. Good one, Luke. Anyways.
So, yeah, thoughts on there being don't you think well, first of all, if you're taking the Rotten Tomatoes score to heed, then man, I don't know.
Does it even have a name yet?
No.
Not yet.
Technically, it's Episode 9.
No. We know what the unofficial name is. Star Wars Episode 9: The Search for More Money.
Yeah. But I think they've kind of said it's probably going to be the Balance of the Force or something like that.
Oh, I hope it's not that. That's so lame.
Well,
you can't have Force in the title of 2 out of the 3 of the reboot trilogy.
What's the first one?
Battle of the
Force Awakens,
maybe.
No. I'm going 4, 5, 6. Empire.
A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, The Return of the Jedi.
Nothing.
Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, and
Revenge of the Sith.
Revenge of the Sith. All right. Well, all right. So yeah, they can't be repetitive.
I guess they can. It would just be lame. Like, come on.
Really? So here we go. Now we're becoming a microcosm of what we're talking about. You're judging a movie on the fucking title.
I judge the movie because it's directed by J.J. Abrams.
Yeah. I got it. Star Wars Force Majeure.
If it did that, that'd be funny.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of trolling on these, even IMDb.
The Force goes back to sleep.
Oh yeah.
The Force takes a nap.
What about the genuine power that some of this does have? That there are a couple of. Well, I think they're losing their. I think the power is slowly fading away. I don't think people are treating yeah, I mean, the trolling on these sites and stuff like that now, and I think it's hitting these sites and making a difference. And
what I'm saying is, somebody who's about to go watch Captain Marvel in 2 weeks, they go to the Rotten Tomatoes score and they say, oh my God, the audience score is at 10%. I'm not going to watch it now.
Well, who is that person? Because if you want to watch Marvel movies, you're going to watch that one.
Peter. All right. So so fast forward 10 months. They're about to watch Star Wars. You know what? Oh, it's got a 10% audience score. I'll wait to video.
Well, let me ask you the question, since you brought it up. If you go and see that, and it says 10%, audience, is that going to sway your opinion, knowing what's going on with Rotten Tomatoes now?
Dino, I am one of the few people that think Jurassic World is one of the better movies of 2015. Everybody and their fucking mother. Okay. Everybody and their mother hates that movie.
Force Awakens.
You're asking the wrong. I put the Force Awakens above that. Slow down.
Okay,
me, I don't. It follows with 2014. Nice try. I don't think of that shit. I'm gonna watch movies because I like movies. Whether or not an opinion is one thing or another, that's not me. But there are people that bank on that score to decide where they're going to put their money. So how dangerous is it letting an audience that has not seen a movie dictate, perception? Right. And both Lindsey and Peter are looking down. I don't know what you're doing.
I got number 20. It's number 23 of, I don't know, how many?
Out of how many?
I can
pretty high.
I apologize.
23 out of 79 films.
That's top 30. I'll take it.
30.
I'll take
it.
What?
Sorry. Yeah.
Lindsey, what were you going to say?
I had an awkward text message I had to respond to. So say it one more time. I apologize for unprofessionalism, CP.
What did I ask? How much weight should be put into the power that a score like Rotten Tomatoes has over whether or not people spend money on it?
It only has as much power as you personally give it. And I always look at it
people do.
Yeah. But it'd be like, if you're going to let Rotten Tomatoes, if you're like trying to decide on a movie to go see, and you let the Rotten Tomatoes score turn you away from a movie that had a cool looking trailer, you probably weren't that down for the movie in the first place.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, how many times have you been like, oh my God, I cannot wait to see blah, 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 but then you see it only has a 40 on Rotten Tomatoes, and you're like, oh, actually, I'm not going to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've slowly inched my way to where I said, I don't care what anybody says. I'm going to judge the movie that I want to see on what I think.
This isn't about us. It's about... Is it a problem for Joe fucking?
You know what? I think Joe Schmo doesn't care about Rotten Tomatoes all that much. If they've seen the trailer and they're interested, Joe Schmo doesn't care about Rotten Tomatoes one bit when it comes to Star Wars. They're going to go see it because they want to see Star Wars. They're going to want, if they hated Last Jedi, they're going to want to see it because they're going to want to redeem what they hated about it. If they love Last Jedi, they're going to want to see it because they want to go see where it goes next. If they've never heard of Star Wars, they're going to want to see it because they're hearing everyone else talk about it.
You're referring to the highest selling Blu-ray of 2018.
It's literally, it's one of those
failure
things.
That was The Last Jedi.
They're going to go see it regardless. It's, just like everyone's going to go see Captain Marvel. Will Captain Marvel have Black Panther money? No.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Will it have Ant-Man and the Wasp money? More so. It'll have more than that, probably.
Wait, whoa, guys, really? That's the stance we're taking here? That Captain Marvel's not going to make money?
No, that it's not going to make Black Panther money.
I mean...
I tell you what, the timing...
I'm pretty sure it's going to make $1 billion. Like,
no. Black Panther here domestically. Like, is it going to make as much as Black Panther did domestically? No, it's not.
No.
Why not?
Because Infinity War didn't make as much as Black Panther domestically.
I think the one thing that'll help...
Like, Black Panther, we know why Black Panther...
Maybe it won't make, more than Black Panther, but I'm sure it'll make something comparable. I mean, we're talking about Brie Larson.
As Thor the Dark World? Sure, it'll make more than that crap.
I'm pretty sure it's going to do pretty well for itself. People want superhero movies led by ladies right now.
Made money. I'm saying it's going to make tons of money.
Nobody's talking about the timing. the timing. It comes out 3 weeks before Avengers. It'll still be in theaters when the Avengers comes out, right. And people are going to say, you know what? Let me double bill this and fucking get myself caught up. It'll get a fucking kick on that week the Avengers comes out. It'll make money. It'll make quite a bit.
I'm not saying it's not going to make money, Lindsay. I'm saying it's not going to make as much as Black Panther and Infinity War did.
Yeah, but like Ant-Man, that's such a nothing statement. I mean, this movie's going to make, if it's not going to make $1 billion, it's going to make damn near $1 billion. Like it's
800 million.
It's the first lady-led superhero movie from Marvel. Like, look at how well Wonder Woman did. No, I mean,
I know. The modern age of
it's gonna make a shitload of money. Like,
I'm not debating that.
It's just weird to be like over here saying it's not gonna make this or it's not gonna make that. It's gonna make so much money.
What I'm saying is it's not gonna make Black Panther money because and Infinity War money because so let's check out what domestically Infinity War made and compare that to Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Ant-Man made like $200 million.
Ant-Man and the Wasp, Ant-Man and the Wasp is like everyone goes to see Marvel movies, but Ant-Man didn't make $1 billion domestically.
Yeah, but like nobody cares about Ant-Man.
$1 billion domestic.
or like 600 million, whatever.
No, nobody cares about Ant-Man.
That's that's the thing. It's like nobody knows like Captain Marvel as a character yet.
Right? Yeah, but it's a lady. It's a famous lady that people like. It's the first lady-led movie from the MCU coming out not too long after Wonder Woman. Yeah. People have been scrambling for this movie for years. It's finally happening, and it's the first one we're going to get post. The fact that it's the first movie set post Infinity War.
It's not set post.
Oh no! I mean no.
Way before.
No. Scratch that. I was mistaken. It's the first one to come out. Since Ant-Man, and I got my stuff mixed up for a second.
That's okay. I'm not slamming the movie in any way. All I said was it's not going to make it should if it makes 600. Like how much did you find out how much the difference is?
Infinity War made 678 domestically.
What did Ant-Man and the Wasp make?
216. Wonder Woman made 450 domestically.
Okay. I'm just going to closer than that.
It's going to make more Wonder Woman money than it's going to make Black Panther money. That's all I was saying. Like it's a character that most people don't know.
Nobody gave a shit about Black Panther before Black Panther. Even after Civil War, no one gave a shit about Black Panther.
Well, enough people did. They went and saw it.
Right, because it was something that people wanted to see. Yeah, not just another white guy leading a movie. It's
okay. So if we were to go like a year ago and if we asked like 1,000 people,
1,000.
What's Captain Marvel's name?
Oh, it doesn't. That's not. It's not the necessarily issue of name recognition.
Oh yeah, I can't tell you who Black Panther's name is, and I saw it.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying. I'm not slamming the movie. I really am not. I'm saying.
I see what you're saying, Peter.
That's all I'm saying.
It's not appointment.
It's not the same as Black Panther was. It's not the same as Infinity War was. It's more like Ant-Man and the Wasp. It's going to have an audience.
I think it's closer to Wonder Woman
than Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah, no, it's going to do like what business like Wonder Woman did at the least. Like saying it's going to I know. I think we're having two different discussions, even though we're having one discussion here. But like, I apologize. Maybe I'm making this something it's not. But like, it just seems like you're underselling the movie when it's gonna make a shit fuckload of money.
But every Marvel movie.
Hey, how about this for a wet rag on both your discussions? How about the fact that whether or not it's good or bad has nothing to do with whether or not it makes money?
That's what I'm talking about. I'm saying money.
Right.
Yeah. Reviews aren't going to change the fact it's going to make a ton of money.
Like the fact that people are already hate bombing it so long before it comes out, that's going to make other people just go out and see it. I guarantee you there are going to be people that are going to see it 2-3 times just to say fuck you to those.
And
people.
that's dangerous.
Totally.
Now, if it's a great movie, it'll be helpful for repeat viewings compared to that was an okay movie. Like that's I think why Ant-Man and the Wasp didn't have Black Panther money, didn't come close to Black Panther money, was the fact that it was a nice little movie, and it's like it doesn't need repeat viewings in the theater. Infinity War, Black Panther both had repeat viewings in the movie theater.
Also, nothing is opening up against Captain Marvel.
No, why would you? Why would you open up anything?
And nothing opens up the week before.
No, that's this weekend. The roads are pretty clear until Us comes out.
Yeah, it's like this weekend there's something called Greta and a Tyler Perry movie. Yeah. So Captain Marvel has the red carpet laid out for it to make an obscene amount of money
for at least 2 weeks because
it's going to be in first place until I'm pretty sure until
Us
Endgame comes. Oh, maybe I guess. Well, it depends. When's Us come out? Is that 3 weeks?
22nd. Jordan Peele. Listen to the next hot thing in all of horror.
Oscar buzz again. I see it.
Don't clap. Do whatever you do. Don't clap. Will Disney have the most profitable year of any studio ever this year? Captain Marvel, Spider-Man 2, most importantly, Avengers, Toy Story, Frozen 2, Star Wars, not yet.
Lion King.
By a long shot.
That's the other thing. They put out a somewhat TV spotty trailer for Lion King last night.
Does come out this year. Wait, so there's
Lion
3 live-action Disney movies coming out this year?
Yeah, Lion King, Aladdin, Dumbo.
What the fuck are they doing?
Tell me
They're
either of those.
Just saturating the market.
Yeah, and that's what I said. I said that to Emily when we were watching. I'm like, why can't they space this out? What the fuck? What is the rush?
Like, this is exactly the problem that they're having with Star Wars right now. Like, they try to do too much too quickly, and now people are like, okay.
Yeah.
And so now they're just going to throw out 3 fucking Lion King movies in 1 year? 3 live action. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Live action remakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
Gotta learn from your mistakes, Disney. What the hell?
That's because they're already planning. Like, they already have like Mulan in the pipeline. They already have. What else? There's a couple other movies like in the next couple years that.
Little Mermaid's on the way.
Yeah. You know, it'd be a neat live action remake Fantasia and make it spectacular the way it was for the original. Yeah. Do that for like the modern day and have some incredible spectacle. I mean, I like Fantasia 2000, but I'm in the minority.
You're the one, eh?
Actually, I had a thought this week about Aladdin. Sorry to cut. Go ahead and finish your thought. Sorry.
Oh no, I was done.
I was talking to a buddy about Aladdin this week, and we had a thought. What if instead of the genie trying to be this like photorealistic but dyed blue thing?
Yeah.
Do you guys remember the Casper movie from the 90s?
Yep.
Yeah.
What if Genie was like the ghosts from that movie, but blue? So it wasn't trying to look real. It was very obviously something else. It had this kind of cartoonish nature to it while it's still in a live action movie. And you don't have to worry about it looking like Will Smith. You just give it Will Smith's voice. It's immediately less creepy.
Oh, do you think Will Smith's going to be okay with that?
Fuck him. If he's not okay with it, fuck him. Recast the part.
At this
Disney.
Stage?
Yeah. No, I mean obviously not at this stage, but if you had balls and you wanted to make a good movie, that's what you would have done.
I don't think Disney cares about that. They're a factory at this point. It's just
new
movie. Hey, look, things.
Like the entire all Disney does this day is just pay off of nostalgia from 20, 30 years ago. That's all they have right now. That's literally the only
this
trick.
Lion King live action thing looks shot for shot, everything, and it's not like it's overboard where it's just like let's try something different. It's all right. So here's
it's just CGI identical as much as they can get it to be the cartoon.
And this is a company that, if you don't forget, they used to re-release their shit anyway. Like their home videos, they would like put it in the vault, whatever the fuck.
Put it in the vault. They pull their VHS tapes, put them in the vault, and then because I used to work at a store that sold that crap, and so like you would have movies that you couldn't get anymore, so they were like $70, $80, $100 for a copy of Little Mermaid because you can't get it. It's only what's out there.
But you know what started all that, by the way? Pinocchio. There was talks about some people wanting to re-release Pinocchio, but whoever was in charge at the time in the 90s, Eisner or whoever was like, no. If we re-release our old movies, then no one's going to pay attention to our new movies. But then they did re-release Pinocchio, and it made them a shit fuckload of money. And they're like, whoa, we need to like start like doing these like big like event releases of all our old movies. And that's what's kind of started the steamroll to where we are now.
I think we got a super chat.
I think he's trying to stir the conversation. Thank you, John.
John, I know this is off topic, but I always wondered when someone makes a fan movie for Halloween or Friday the 13th, why don't they get sued? That's pretty easy. There is a ceiling for fan films, and it's $50,000. As long as they don't go over, as long as they don't go over $50,000 on their budget.
They don't make any money off of it.
Yeah, right. They can't monetize it.
Yeah, they can't show it in theaters.
That's not entirely true.
I mean, I guess very limited engagement.
Yeah, they can show it in theaters. They just can't make money off it. So like they could hypothetically not sell tickets, but give tickets out.
Yeah,
but they can't make money off it. Now, what they could do was, this is how you get around that. You buy you get I don't know if I'm assuming you can still do this crap. The way they would get around this if they didn't want to do this was you buy a T-shirt, and with that T-shirt, so you buy the T-shirt for $10, and with that you get a ticket to see the movie in theaters. So they've spent $2 on making a T-shirt, and you haven't bought the movie ticket. You've bought the T-shirt, and then you get the movie ticket with the T-shirt.
John,
and that's how they make money.
John, I interviewed Vince DeSanti, who directed, produced everything, the Never Hike Alone, the Friday the 13th fan film. It's a 2-hour-long interview. You might want to listen to it on the way to work or something like that. But he does talk to the situations and the hurdles that he had to. You all right there, Tip Tappy?
Oh, sorry, I'm responding to someone in the chat.
I disagree, by the way, Luke. Jungle Book is not better than the original. He thinks Favreau's...
Oh, it so is. Are you kidding me? The original has no story.
I love the original.
The original is just a collection of just things that happen with no rhyme or reason.
The original's way better.
I mean, the music in the original is amazing.
If I was going to watch...
We all love
John.
Disney.
If I was going to watch them again, one of them again, I'd watch the animated one every time.
John, the interview is with Vincent DeSanti, Never Hike Alone. It's 2 hours long. Go check it out. He talks about it at length, about the hurdles of trying to stay under the 50,000. So, he's done it. So,
Did he talk about why Jason's footsteps were so loud?
Yes.
Okay, I'll watch
now,
just
how
for
did
that.
How did he get the Blu-ray release of that now?
It's out of pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you have to pay for that, right? Like if I want a copy of it, I can buy it.
I think he's only making enough money to. Yeah, exactly. Just to recoup losses, not enough to actually make a profit off the movie.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. If it costs $7 to print a Blu-ray, he can charge you $7. You just have to have a record of, okay, this is what I put into this, and
right.
I'm not making money. I'm just
okay.
Yeah, fan films are tricky because, if you do it right, you can get yourself a lot of attention. Yeah. You can get yourself a lot of fucking attention. But at the same time, if you want to do it right, you need a lot of resources. You're limited to the number of resources you have because it's a fan film, and are people willing to work for free because your budget is so limited?
Never Hike Alone has more views than my channel does. So people are checking it out.
No, definitely. But can you turn that into something? Is the question.
I think so. I think he's getting work. He's
cool. Good for him. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
There was a Harry Potter fan film that came out last year that's technically amazing, but the story is absolute horseshit. But they put the time and effort into the special effects. They went out and got Peter Jackson-esque scenery shots of mountains and stuff like that. It was incredibly well made. Wow. And they're getting a little bit of attention off of it, but they also don't know how to tell a story, so they're getting attention off of it. So it's oh crap. Well, you guys actually, I don't, it's weird.
The fan film that what's his name did, Nathan Fillion did.
Uncharted.
For Uncharted, they had real actors and crap in that movie.
Yeah.
In that fan film.
Was there any headway from that? Because I
haven't heard a thing.
Not anything that would, nothing through the grapevine that I've heard.
That's interesting because he did the Deadpool thing, and he's just all right, well here, it's a passion project of his, and he wants to see it done.
I think that was his last shot where he's listen, I really want this to happen.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
He's perfect for that role, too.
Because it was based on him. The character was based on him.
Right.
They literally wrote the character around his persona as being and then...
And what's his name is great from frickin' Avatar. I love seeing that guy and stuff.
What's his tits?
Steven something, yeah.
With the hair, with the white hair.
Yeah. He's so good.
He is really good.
a fan film's a good way to get attention, an easy way to get your foot in the door. Yeah, it is. It's a resume of sorts. Sure.
Yeah. Or
it's a proof of concept. I can do this.
Right.
Like the guy who made Chronicle. What's his name? He made a movie, like a little short film of like a college party. Everyone's drinking in a backyard, and then suddenly a lightsaber fight breaks out. And the lightsaber effects were so good, he got attention, and he got to make a movie. He completely burned it out and fucked it up, but hey. Sure. Oh, and 10 Cloverfield Lane. The guy who made that made a fan film of Portal.
Huh.
And that got him enough of attention that got his foot in the doors to the point where he got to make 10 Cloverfield Lane.
So. I see.
So it can totally help you, but you could also piss off a huge fan base if you do it poorly.
Yeah, the trick to those ones is because it was a guy being like, hey, I can know how to direct and I can do special effects myself. Look at how good these looked with how little of a budget I had. And that's what gets them attention. It's like, oh, they can do that. Like, that's what got the reason Gareth Edwards, the guy who did like Godzilla and Rogue One, the reason why he's a thing, the reason why he keeps getting movies is because he does most of the special effects himself. And so
Rogue One was really good.
Fuck you. Rogue One's a horrible piece of shit.
Like Rogue One.
No, fuck you.
No, fuck you. But that's what got him started in Hollywood. He was able to make these movies that look like they cost way more to make than they actually did.
Yeah, Monsters he did with like 4 people. Basically. He was filming. He had a sound guy, and the 2 actors were like the man. And there was like, and he's like, yeah, don't worry, I know where I'm gonna put all the special effects in. It'll be fine. So
also, I hate Monsters, but go ahead.
I like that movie.
He is 0 for 3. I have not liked a single fucking movie he has made. I think he is abysmal.
I like every single movie.
I respect the fact that he makes special effects look so good. I think he's a terrible director. There's a reason why Rogue One had to be completely reshot.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Since we've tried to be tighter, 2 of 3 weeks we've gone well over an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Just putting that out there. Granted, it was quite a heated discussion, but why don't we fast forward to the picks of the week because we're at an hour 45 at this point.
I mean, we've been having fun talking about Oscars and politics.
Sure.
Like, fuck you, no fuck you, no fuck you, no fuck you.
It was a full episode. I mean, it should be a decent listen. So.
By the way, Peter, fuck you.
Okay.
I love you, but fuck you.
I'll take it.
All I can get.
Pissed off this week.
I feel bad now.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it back to you. I'll take it.
Yeah, he said his one fuck. Peter's PG-13.
Yeah, I'm PG-13. I'm only allowed to say fuck. Oh, crap. Oh, man. Darn it.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Darn it. I just rated R this.
So, if anything...
Sorry.
If anything, we filled the gap because this weekend...
There's not much to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Medea's funeral... Medea funeral or something is on 20-something screens.
Does that mean we're not going to get any more...
20? Like 20?
2800 or something. 20.
I know, is this the last one? Oh, no.
I don't know. Listen, he knows cinematography.
Yes, he does. Yeah.
And there's also Greta, which is only on like 2,000 screens, and
what the fuck
that looks.
Greta is about a girl whose mom died or something like that, or
no,
or no, not her mom died. Sorry, somebody died close to her, and she ends up finding a purse on a subway, and then returns it, like opens it, finds the person, and then goes and returns it, and then gets in a relationship with the woman whose purse it is, only to find out that the woman has tons of those purses and leaves them places to trick people to come see her.
Does she find it on a fish hook?
No.
That'd be funny.
No. Huh. So Dino's referring to the poster.
Yep.
So the woman's fishing.
Yes.
Gotcha.
What's her tits? Why am I forgetting her name?
What's her clit? Yeah.
Isabella Huppert.
No, it's not Charlotte Rampling.
No,
the lead is Chloe Grace Moretz, and Greta is played by Isabel Huppert.
That's it.
Oh, Stephen Ray, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, okay.
From V for Vendetta.
Sure. Yeah, so
it's an early showing tonight. Go ahead.
Emily calls it a reverse stalker movie. So
yeah, it's where the prey comes to you.
yeah. You go fishing. That's what the hook is for. You fish with the purse.
For some reason, I really want to make her the
she'll catch a man.
In Greta, prey come to you. We don't even remember those.
So Peter, your choices for this action-packed fucking
week.
Knock 'em, drag 'em out week of movies.
Just abstain because I refused to.
Yeah, no,
On to the picks.
Dragon.
Oh boy.
Dragon 1.
Dragon 3 is number 1. Medea's terrible film.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2. Number 3, the Lego Movie.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4, Greta.
Mm-hmm.
And number 5, Alita.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Finding that the family's just gonna fall off the face of the earth.
It's just gonna fall off. It's gonna do Happy Death Day to you.
Hey, Happy Death Day is amazing.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying it's just gonna. If the wrestling fans that are hardcore didn't come out and see it now, they're not gonna come out and see it the second week.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Dragon 1 as well. However, I'm going to say Alita in 2.
Ooh.
Medea 3. Lego 4.
Blech.
Yeah, I'll say.
Jesus.
And
I know. That damn chicken bone. What?
and Fighting with My Family in 5.
Oh,
Sure you don't want to do Serenity?
No, which by the way, did I tell you?
Oh, did you see it?
My uncle got it for me.
Yeah.
I've tried watching it 4 times, fallen asleep every time.
It's so boring.
I can't make the second act, dude. I cannot make the second act.
Yes. I agree.
So what's the latest thing into the movie you remember, you think?
Fuck. He finally meets up with Anne Hathaway. She's I don't know. He fired what's his face from Blood Diamond.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's kind of hazy. I've fallen asleep at some point in the first act, around the same point. I know he's trying to take his boat out on his own or something. I don't know. I don't know.
The movie is so repetitive, and it's so. I don't blame you. I love that you've tried that many times, but it's one of the worst of the year. It's hands down.
So I didn't finish 1517 to Paris, and I put it on my list. And the only reason I keep going back to Serenity is because I'm like, you know what, I should see the whole movie so that it gets properly ranked. But I think I put enough time that equals the total runtime, so I'm just gonna tap out. Fuck it. Fuck it.
I tapped out too.
Oh, you tried to watch it too?
Oh yeah. Well, my uncle got it, and CP said, "Hey, I'm giving this a shot this weekend, and so try to watch it." And
how far did you get, Dino?
No, about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, long enough to know. I mean, yeah.
I'm curious. Did any of you even see the subplot about him trying to get the cat back to its owner?
No.
No.
There's
a running subplot about this guy about him trying to get the cat back to its owner. It's like, what are you
It's
movie?
just so strange. It's so like, I can get into strange, but it's boring. Like fucking holy
I think
shit.
this was the third movie I've ever just said, that's it. I stop when I watch it. So yeah.
Okay.
I could have watched Green Book. I could have watched. Oh
damn.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, we need to get back to picks. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
Spider. What about Spider-Verse though?
Amazing.
I saw it. Was really good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you saw it? You liked it?
Yeah, really good.
Oh,
yeah, it is.
Yeah, man.
Deserved its Oscar. It deserved its Oscar.
It really is good, man. It's like one of the best Spider-Man films. It's
That's not saying much, but yeah.
Exactly. I was gonna say yeah.
It's
better than the live action, but anyways.
Yeah, I do think I know Luke thinks Spider-Man 2 is the best Spider-Man film, but I think it's probably the best Spider-Man film. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm with Luke on that. I think.
It's between 2 and Spider-Verse, yeah.
Yeah.
Dino,
my pick.
Enough stalling. Let's go.
Sorry, I had to talk about Serenity.
No.
Number 1, How to Train Your Dragon. 3.
Boring.
I know. 2, Tyler Perry's Family Funeral.
Ooh.
Boring.
Number 3, Alita, Battle Angel.
Oh, we're not the same anymore.
Number 4, I'm going to go with Lego. And number 5, Greta.
Ooh. Interesting.
Very
You're a fuckhead for
interesting.
taking the Lego and forth, but go ahead.
Just to try to stem the flow of Peter's dominance, I'm just copy paste Peter's.
You're in dead last. Oh, copy paste. Oh,
it's copy paste Peter's. Yeah.
Dragon.
So we're going.
If I'm not going to win, I'm at least taking points away from you.
Peter's like, thanks for nothing, Lindsey. You're going to ruin my pick.
Copy and paste.
I'm pretty sure I'm completely wrong after number 2. So I think I'm solid on number 1 and number 2. I'm pretty sure I've got it wrong after that. So
we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I can't judge either Medea or Greta because Greta, if you didn't tell me the synopsis, I'd be like, what the fuck is Greta?
Yeah, I saw the trailer for it the other day. It was just like I was literally bored at work and I was looking at movies that were coming out for going for work, and I was like, Greta, what the frick is that? It's just like, oh, okay.
I know
Medea
we'll be
definitely doesn't
Emily's.
get to be in.
Once again, guys, we are not the target audience for Medea. But...
Yeah.
No.
By the way, was it Lindsey, X-Men 1996 said they just got out of Happy Death Day to You.
What'd you think?
And then they didn't say anything.
Greta does look interesting. Same with Mama.
Didn't she just
I know
kill
you
a
liked
man?
it, Peter. That's cool, but I hate that movie.
No,
You didn't mean to make it
I
cry.
hate it so much. It's one of those movies that just made me feel like I legitimately wasted my time watching it.
Which one?
Mama.
Guillermo del Toro produced one.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't hate it. I just, didn't really care that much either way.
I was hoping you were talking about Bohemian Rhapsody.
I haven't seen that one.
I didn't even think about that. I apologize.
4 Oscars.
Yeah. Did it really win 4? I thought it won 3.
4.
Editing, sound, all the sounds, and actor.
Very good.
I have all the sounds. All the sounds belong to me. I
I
know all the best sounds.
But that about that. So here we are at the 2-hour mark. Anybody got anything to plug or anything?
I do have something, but I'm going to let Lindsey go.
No. First. I was just going to say.
I got something to plug. What?
Let's argue about plugging. Go ahead.
The podcast is still in works. We've got all the episodes, the backlogs all edited together pretty much. We're just a couple little things. We're gonna start putting them up online. So check that out.
Yeah, we'll discuss that.
Of course, no. I'm just plugging it just for audience.
Yeah. It's the channel is already reserved on Podbean, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes.
Guys?
Yeah.
Show business is. I think so, right, Dino?
Yes, show business.
Yeah.
You can do a search on Podbean, show business, and get an early jump on it if you guys want to, and you guys can listen to us instead of watch us. Yeah. If our faces are as ugly as I think, you can watch us.
Not everyone can look like me.
Well, yeah, I guess other than you guys, but
it's so hard because I can't tell how many times I forget Dino because I can't see his face. I'm just like, and then
I promise a camera will be up maybe next week. I promise I'll get up.
I mean, if people are watching, they're fine with it. It's just there's times where I'm like, I don't realize you're there until I hear you chuckling. I'm like, oh yeah, Dino.
Right.
Peter.
What am I doing again? I'm plugging myself now. Yeah.
So everybody can rush over there,
So yeah, check out. I did another movie quiz thing a little while ago. On the
How many
movie
questions was it?
25 movie quotes, and if you're wondering, my daughters both got 22 out of 25, so that's your watermark there. So The other thing is I did a video. I was away for the weekend, but I do a daily vlog called The Daily Beard. And because I wasn't here on Saturday, I actually put up a song that I did at a coffee house that my wife was nice enough to publish for me while I wasn't here. And it's a song I made up entirely of movie quotes. It's pretty funny, if I do say so myself. Check it out. Yeah, let me know if you like it. So it's called the song's called "You Can Quote on Me," but I'm not sure. I can't remember what I called the video. So
cool. This is on Bearded Movie Guy. You did this?
This is on The Daily Beard.
Oh, okay.
The Daily Beard. Yeah, it's Saturday's video. So I do a video every day, literally. So.
Dino.
Excellent. Got an episode of The Red Room will drop this week on the Late Late Horror Show. We will be talking about The Lurking Fear, a full moon movie. Your favorites from the 80s there, CP. Yeah. It's a gem. It's a gem. That's all I got.
Cool. All right, so we're well over whatever we originally agreed on for time.
We'll figure it out.
Next week we'll be hyping Captain Marvel, and we can carry this argument yet another week over.
No, I don't think
it's going to make all the money. It's going to make
yeah, this argument would have been better next week, but
would have been.
Keep a lookout for Lindsey's tweets all week long about Captain Marvel.
Every day I'm going to send
right?
it out. Captain Marvel equal money.
Please,
yes.
do.
No, not even money.
And I will send
dollar sign.
It does equal money, just not as much as Black Panther.
And Peter, keep tweeting out.
Yeah.
Tweet out, Peter.
Not Black Panther money.
Captain Marvel is Ant-Man. Okay, there we go.
Ant-Man
that
money,
would get some interesting responses on Twitter, I think, actually.
Thank you, John, for the super chats. Thank you, everybody who joined in and were interactive. We'll see you next week, hopefully.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
Bye-bye.
Have a Black Panther night worth of money. Whatever. Bye.
Yeah, you can't stumble on the goodbye.
Yeah.
I try.